Now, what I want to talk about is not just taking the hands out to the side in the push-up, but what does it look like when I take it in front of me? If I go hands right under my shoulders and I perform a push-up, I feel pretty comfortable. This is what I've been practicing. But what happens if I keep my feet still and I move my hands forward and I try to travel forward? It gets to the point where I can't do that anymore and my elbows actually become the prime mover, which is exactly the opposite of what I asked you guys to think about previously. But that's okay, because guess what? In life there are points of time where we're gonna have to utilize our elbow. Maybe you're doing some skull crushers on the bench. Well, there you're utilizing that extension of the elbow. And guess what? It is applicable to anything that involves pushing mechanics. That being said, what happens if we continue pushing our hands forward? Look what happens here. It's just my elbow moving down. Maybe you've seen this before. What happens if I keep going forward? This is pretty slippery right now. Oh, whoa. It's really only my elbow going forward. And maybe it gets to the point where we're looking at something that looks like the Olympic push-up, which is now just a global shape. The whole body going from this hollow to a more neutral. But why do I care about this? Well, for the same reasons I cared about progressing the hands out. If you think about it, as I progress my hands over my head, what's happening? Well, I'm getting into this overhead position. And that overhead position, if I just brought it back down, look where it is. My anatomical position. I'm back to where I started. That's what progression really looks like. The other thing that's happening here is that as I continue to push higher and higher over my head, that push right here actually becomes my pull. So pushing comes first in terms of progression in order to get better at my pulling. If you're the person that has a hard time performing pull-ups and you feel like there's something missing, guess what? Go back and look and see what's happening with your push-up, because most likely within that pushing pattern, you are missing something in your pulling pattern. So learning how to progress movement from this anatomical shape and work your way overhead or out to the side will start showcasing where you have holes in your higher levels of performance and how you can improve them at a very fundamental and basic level.